students, welcome to class. Today I'm walking with my dog Bella. Those of you who don't know, she's vegan and she's been vegan since August 2017. And today I want to talk to you about the subject of fur. Now I haven't really talked about fur very much on this channel before because essentially my main message is that we shouldn't be using animals in any way at all. Not eating them, not wearing them, not using them as entertainment or anything like that. But it occurred to me also that people are still buying winter jackets. Here in Canada, it's still between Christmas and New Year's, and maybe if you don't have a winter coat yet, you're considering buying one. So I thought I would just at least touch on the subject and basically remind you not to buy any wool or fur or feathers. And the reason for that is because look at this dog. Now, when you see people wearing fur trim around the hats, like the hoods of their coat, what do you think that is? A lot of times people actually have told me that they thought that they went up to Coyotes and they cut their hair with scissors and made the trim out of that. Nothing could be further from the truth. Around the world, there are millions of animals right now who are trapped in cages. They are bred into existence in the first place for one reason only: for the purpose of murdering them and ripping off their skin and turning that into coats. A lot of times people don't even realize that the fur on their coat could be the skin of a dog. Do you really know? And does it really matter? If you're wearing the fur of a coyote who is trapped in a leg hold, does that make a difference to you? That's what Canada Goose does. Canada Goose is a company here in Canada, and they put traps out. They trap these coyotes in the traps. The coyotes are terrified. They sometimes freeze to death. They sometimes are so desperate to get back to their puppies that they actually bite off their own paws and walk away from the trap with 3 paws to try to nurse their babies. How horrific is that? What kind of a society are we when we can do this to innocent animals? Horrible. So I'm asking you, when you look at Bella, look at her fur. Her fur belongs to who? To her. We have no right to take animals into captivity or to harm them in any way. And one of the other things that they do on these fur farms, like mink farms, or where they have these animals called raccoon dogs, they breed them so much that their fur is just layered and layered and layered upon them. And if you want, you can Google that and see that in a video, see what that looks like. And these animals are bred and they're kept in cages, and the way that they kill them is by anal electrocution. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. They take a metal rod, they put it into the dog's bum, they shove it up their anus, and they electrocute them. And I say dog because a coyote, a fox, or Bella, they're all the same. The weirdest thing is that whenever I walk outside, I'm constantly seeing people who are wearing animal skins. And that always surprises me. People who are walking their dogs, who are talking about how much they care about their dogs. They have their dogs even in these little boots so that they won't have to have some damage to their paws from the salt on the roads. And they talk about the dog food that they buy and taking the dog to the vet and clipping their nails and how they give them baths. And yet, around their neck is the literal dead body of another dog. Why is there such a disconnect? Why do people not see how bizarre that is? How can they actually walk around with fur on them and think to themselves, I'm a good person, I'm taking care of animals, I love animals, while paying somebody else to torture an animal for its entire life? On factory farms, that's what happens. Or to hurt the coyotes in the way that they do for the brand. Canada Goose and Rudsack also does that. And hopefully these companies, they say that they are going to stop soon. And I hope that's true. They're going to phase out the use of fur. But that's not the only problem. It's also feathers. Because they rip the feathers out of ducks and geese. And this is also absolutely horrific. imagine if you had, let's say, what kind of a bird do people typically like? Typically, there's a lot of videos of birds like parrots. We see the parrots singing, and parrots are pets. Now imagine that somebody took your parrot and decided, well, your body belongs to me, and so now I'm going to rip all of the feathers out of you and stuff them into a coat for me. How insane is that? So what do you think? Write in the comments below if you think it's right to hurt animals. Basically, you're showing the whole world what kind of a person you are. And I want to warn people, though, when they look at my comment section. The truth is that this channel does attract a lot of people who are psychopaths, people who are actually extremely cruel, because it's a way for them to let out their aggression by hiding their identity and just saying, I love to eat meat and all these kinds of things, and speaking about how horrible they are to the animals. But I still find it hard to believe that most people are that cruel. What do you think? Do you think that most people are good or most people are bad? If you had to choose, write it in the comments. I'm curious about your opinion. I guess I wouldn't be here on this channel if I really thought that there was no hope. But I know how people are affected by their peers. They're affected by what's going on around them at the time. And a lot of people, they want to be good. And they want to go back to being vegan the way that they were born. And I say that all the time because I say that when you were born, you never wanted to hurt animals. If your mom and dad said, here, it's time to buy a coat. Do you want me to kill this coyote or kill this dog or kill this cat and make a coat out of this poor animal for you? Or would you like to recycle some plastic or use an acrylic coat with some cotton in it and some other fibers like polyester? Most people are pretty good and would say, you know what, I don't want that. But it still boggles my mind that people could wear something like a Canada Goose brand walking around the streets. Basically what they're yelling to everybody is, I am an animal abuser. I think that animals' bodies belong to me. That's what they're saying. So if you see anyone who's wearing any kind of animal skin, whether it be leather, it's the same thing, still an animal skin, or whether they are wearing fur or wool, try to talk to them about it. Make posts on social media about it. Share the information. Tell them that they can change. One of the things that people can do is they can zip off the fur on their... Bella's dragging me all over the place here. She has so many things to smell. They can unzip the fur, and at least they're not promoting it outwardly that they're wearing these products. I mean, I know that these coats are expensive, but there are certain things that are worth speaking out about and worth changing. So if you can at all do it, if you have a fur coat or a coat with fur trim, excuse me, please consider going to the secondhand store and buying yourself another coat. If you say they're expensive, well, it's not really true. There's so many great clothes that you can buy secondhand. Most of my clothes are secondhand, actually. And I love that because you're basically recycling something that would have otherwise gone into the garbage. So thanks a lot for being here. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so and press the notification bell. Help me get the animals out of hell. And I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her